Hi, my name is Kayla McCants, and I'll be discussing the expansion of liability for foodborne illnesses. But first, what is a foodborne illness? A foodborne illness is caused by consuming food or beverages that are contaminated. Food can become contaminated in a number of ways, one including improper food production, which can cause the development of microbes. This could be a result of cross-contamination. Another way that food can become contaminated is through chemicals or toxins. This could be a result of improper food storage and supplies. Liability in the food service industry can fall on either the consumer or the seller. The restaurant could be faced with strict liability for foodborne illnesses if it is shown that they were negligent and their food product was the direct cause of illness. In general, there are 3 theories of negligence that are expressed in the food service industry. Manufacturing defects consist of food products that contains a harmful substance that the consumer would not expect to be in the food. For an example, a consumer wouldn't expect sushi to contain traces of salmonella. A product could also have a defective design if the design itself is deemed unsafe and the direct cause of injury. Lastly, a seller could face strict liability due to failing to provide warnings or adequate instructions on how to safely consume or prepare their product. For an example, you should make sure your consumers are aware that your fries are cooked in peanut oil, which contains a common allergen. The expansion of technology and the hospitality industry also brought upon an expansion of liability. Foodborne illnesses date back to as early as 323 BC. Even though the level of technology and resources didn't exist back then, food safety was still a concern. This encouraged the development of what is to believe the first English food law, which is the Assize of Bread. This law was declared in 1202 by King John of England, which prohibit adulteration of bread with ingredients such as bean or peas. It is also believed that this law inspired the Massachusetts Act against selling unwholesome provisions, which was enacted in 1785. This is believed to be the first U.S. food safety law. The constant rise in foodborne illnesses led to some major developments in food safety, such as the USDA and FDA formation, which took place in 1862. In 1970, the Center for Disease Control began data collection by record keeping of foodborne illnesses. The Global Food Safety Initiative was created in the year 2000 to increase consumer confidence as well as reducing food safety risks. Throughout the development of food safety laws, there were also procedures set in place to determine liability on foodborne illnesses. In today's industry, there are limits placed on strict liability for foodborne illnesses. An exemption is placed on passive sellers who practice all possible care in producing a food item as well as not contributing to the cause of illness or injury. Another exemption is contributory negligence, which is a result of the consumer contributing to the cause of illness or injury. Lastly, an exemption is placed on donated food as long as the food products were fit for consumption at the time of the donation. Overall, I believe expansion has had a positive effect on the hospitality industry, being that food safety is made a priority. Foodborne illnesses are the cause of an alarming number of hospitalizations and deaths that occur every year. Expansion gives way for a consumer to sue for damages that they suffered as a result of an illness or injury from a food service establishment. However, the party is also given the burden of proof. Food safety procedures and regulations does not only help to avoid being faced with liability for illnesses, but it also establishes confidence in delivering high quality sanitary food products. Here is my works cited page. Thank you so much for watching.